YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Ink in the Brain, man. We back at it like a bad habit. And shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Salute to the new subscribers as well, you know? So today, I got another episode of my prison experience to share with y'all, you know? So we're going to talk about, well, I'll put it like this. If you got a little bit of time, don't turn it into a lot of time, all right? So we're going to talk about short timers who get into situations in the joint and they end up turning their little 2 or 3 years into 10, 15 years. You feel me? Now, as crazy as that sounds, it happens a lot, y'all. And I'm going to get into it why in this video. All right, so how do I start this? So personally, me, I had a plan when I went down, right? Because if y'all been catching up on my videos, you know my situation. You feel me? I'm not going to go into it, but y'all know my situation. So I got to stay focused, do my two, and come home safe and sound. So I'm focused. So I'm not joining the gang in prison. I'm not looking for validation from another man in prison. I know who I am as a man. I'm not no sucker, but I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a thug, so I don't need to act like I'm a tough guy or a thug. Because one thing that I learned in the joint, you feel me, especially if you're on the higher yard, there's always somebody bigger, badder, and tougher than you are. I don't care if you're the biggest, baddest, toughest dude in the world. There's still somebody tougher than you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't do you any good to go into the prison with this mindset of, I wish somebody would try me, or, you know what I mean, I'm not turning down no fades. You feel me? You feel me? You hear these dumbass sayings and shit, and it's like, man, y'all just want to be hard so bad. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, in my opinion, you know, you got men who really yearn for validation and attention. Maybe they didn't get it from their family, or they didn't have a dad growing up, things like that. And, you know, they get into a situation where they want to prove themselves, right? So when I get in the joint, you know, I was cool. I got kind of cool with a youngster in there. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say his name and get too far into a situation, but he ended up joining a gang in there. Black dude ended up joining the gang, and I also know the guy who they call him Bring Him Home. You know, he put him on, he brought him home, and to me, I ain't gonna say I lost respect for Brody because of that, but I was just like, man, basically you should be a better influence on your brother. You know what I mean? Like if you gang banging, I mean, we all locked up. It's really no positive. It's not a positive thing to put your brother on to a gang and have him put in work on. You know, he going to other dorms when the yard was open, going in the dorms and punching on niggas for him, and you know what I mean, just doing his dirty work, things like that. So now this brother, he didn't get caught for the dirt he was doing. He wasn't doing nothing crazy, like he wasn't poking nobody up or nothing, but you know, something need to be handled. He'll put hands on somebody, punch on something. But in those kind of situations, right, they can turn ugly. What I mean by that is a simple fight in prison can turn to a homicide pretty quick. In case y'all ain't know, there's nothing soft in prison. Like, there's no rugs, there's no carpet, there's no couches. You know what I mean? So if somebody hits you hard enough and you fall, you know, you're at mercy to the ground. If you fall the wrong way, hit your head on the ground, you might pass away. Especially in that mop closet, because the mop closet is small, so you and you get hit, you gonna fall into something. You're gonna fall to a wall or get hit on the ground. You know what I mean? And hopefully you hope in that situations that they don't stop you out, you know, because it could get ugly. So there's a situation that happened. This is kind of what I'm getting to, right? There's a situation that, now I wasn't here when this happened. This actually happened right before I got to Cheyenne, but on the side of the yard where medical unit was, there's a situation with the woods. I guess supposedly, this is just from what I was told. Like I said, I didn't see it, but this is just what I was told. Somebody had pulled up, somebody had slipped through the cracks, right? And his paperwork is bad. And then he pulled up to Cheyenne, and it wasn't good. His paperwork wasn't good, right? Turns out that there was a young Wood up in there. Wood is a white boy, just for y'all know. There was a young Wood in there. He was doing like 4 years, but you know, he kind of thought he was tough, and he had his hand raised, so If something has to happen, you got your hand raised, you got to go. That's just how it is, you know. So yeah, he had his hand raised, man, and basically the head on the yard told him that, you know, they had to smash him out, or he had to smash him out, but he was gonna do it with him though. So basically, long story short, they go to smash dude out. I think there was I don't even think that they had a lock or anything. I think they were just beating him with hands and feet though. But long story short, you know, dude got hit the wrong way, fell down on the ground, cracked his skull, bled out in his skull and shit. He ended up dying, and them two dudes, I think the head was already doing life, so it didn't really matter to him. He was just gonna get moved up to Supermax. But the younger dude, he got an extra like 10, 11 years because of that. Voluntary manslaughter or some involuntary manslaughter or something like that. And then they moved him up to a 4-yard after that. So you know, it doesn't make any sense, y'all. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Excuse me. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. If you made a mistake, right, you gotta go sit down for a couple years. I've been there. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not a gangster, nothing like that. But you don't have to be a gangster to go to the joint. Anybody can get locked up. Your boy Martin Shkreli, you know, the dude who ran up the price of like AIDS medicine to an astronomical amount. Shit, he was rich as hell, doing like 7 right now on a Fed case. So anything can happen to anybody, right? So you need to just realize that you need to put a plan together. Realize that your time is going to pass. You know what I mean? Time is going to pass. If you got below 5, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like 4, around 4. It sounds like a long time, and it is a long time, but it's completely doable. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you get inside and you do something to somebody and they end up getting messed up. You know, maybe they don't pass away, but maybe they get paralyzed. Or I've heard stories of, you know, riots and, you know, people get poked up and then they get paralyzed. You know what I mean? So something like that could happen, and that's, you know, you could get another aggravated assault charge or what do they call it? Maiming, malicious wounding and maiming, things like that. That's going to add on to your time. So before you know it, you know, you putting in work, you punching on shit, and now you think you big and bold and buff, right, and tough, but you got your hand raised, and then somebody pull up with bad paperwork, or something happens and somebody got to get smashed off the yard. Well, hey, man, and then I'm back, and now you got your hand raised. So now you're at the mercy of basically the elements, you know? So, and it happens a lot, y'all. So like I said, you know, hopefully if you're watching this video, it's just for entertainment purposes. Maybe you got somebody who's a loved one who's locked up and you're just kind of curious to see what they're going through. Hey, man, I'll put it to you like this. If they're just a regular dude and they don't have a super, you know, they don't think they're big, bad, and tough and everything, and they just keep their head on straight, mind their business, and they don't have no funny paperwork, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be good. But if you think that they're a hothead and they've shown hothead tendencies in the past, always getting into fights, you know, maybe he's a shooter, things like that, well, gang banging, well, you know, there's a good chance that he's in there doing some things that he's not supposed to do that might catch him some more time. And you can look them up online and see if they get tickets for, you know, caught with weapons, fighting, disobeying staff, caught with contraband, caught with drugs. All these things can add on to your time. So like I said, before you know it, you could come in on a drug case and do it for 2 years, and then get caught with some G or some black in there, and then they'll add another 2 years consecutive or 3 years consecutive on top of that. So now you're 2 and turn to 5 because you want to get high in the joint. So yeah, man. So just be aware of that, man. And yeah, that's about that, man. But hey, this your boy Ink in the Brain. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know sometimes with my videos I can be all over the place, y'all. I'm freestyling this on top of the dome. I don't do no editing or planning things out. I mean, I kind of think about my videos a little bit, but this is all, I'm freestyling, man. So bear with me through these videos. But I appreciate the love, and y'all be smooth and be solid.